Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. This is game 3 of today's triple. Game 1 went to me, game 2 went to my opponent, and this is the decider. So let's all see what's going on. We're on Scorched Earth. For my third game, because it's a decider, I switched to my go-to faction. I'm using Russia. My opponent's using Germany. So we've got Allies versus Soviets here. And like I say, I went to my go-to faction for the decider. Oil capture phase. My opponent seems to like building a lot of infantry before he builds an engineer, whereas I build my engineers early, as soon as possible, and then you get the capture in early. I've got an oil derrick ticking away now. My opponent hasn't. He's just built his engineer. And he's done that in the other game, so my engineer just managed to get away and then ran back to his death. Ouch. Another bad start. Not looking good. Two to 7 this time. And one of them's a dead engineer. He's taking the hospital in the middle. He's allies, so a hospital's of less use, but you get the view range benefit from it, which is very handy. So even if you are allies, it's still always worth capturing a hospital or any neutral tech structure just for the view range benefit as well as anything else. He's taking another oil derrick now, so he'll have 2 to my 1. There's my scout vehicle. My opponent's got a light tank already. Light tank's seeing what's going on. Nice. I'm slightly ahead in the build order. I've got my service depot placed. MCV already underway. My opponent hasn't yet. As soon as that service depot goes down, you should click straight into the MCV, because the timing of a basic build order means that when the last ore truck rolls out of the war factory, the service depot has been placed literally moments, a few seconds at most before. So when that ore truck rolls out a moment after, you've got nothing building at the war factory unless you've pre-arranged it, but you should have your MCV building as early as possible. His has just churned out, he's just churned his out. It's just built from the war factory, heading to his expansion point. Now I've got my refinery ready, now it's set up. My opponent's moving there now. It's only about just over 20 seconds behind, it's no big deal. There, he's set it up straight away, no waiting. He's got his eco transfer on, that's good. I'm taking out the rifle guards. Hopefully he won't track how far I've expanded. He, yes, he saw that look, just caught a slight view of it as it was actually deploying. So he knows I've expanded that far. That's about as close as you can cut it, look. Still half a lorry, very nice. My opponent, yeah, his expansion is lagging behind, although he's gone for an aggressive one here. He's taking out one of my oil derricks. There's his engineer there. There's mine. now I saw the activity on this side, so I knew he had forces over there, so I decided to try and attack, hopefully catch him unprepared. And I brought my MCV there and noticed the enemy engineer, so I put my production there straight away, get rid of him. But I knew he'd be attacking at my base, so I've got a decent defence set up here. There's both battles. I've pushed through my enemy's defences, but he's hitting here quite well. And my defence isn't an ideal formation to face him, but I'm sorting that now. He's got one light tank and it's out of position. His view range is terrible. In comparison to mine, I'll have full view range on him. So outnumbering me won't matter in this situation. There we go. That's cleared up. Now my opponent will have his attention back here, look, building. Oh, and it ran into a turret. The sole survivor of my attack. There's my engineer. Is he going to run to his death? Without me even noticing. Yeah. That's terrible. I normally take far better care of my engineers. I've got my original engineer down there. Although I do think the time it takes for him to get there, maybe build another to capture them, because I should be capturing these. I've clearly taken control. He knows where my army is. So I'm taking a risk. I'm just hoping I've inflicted enough casualties on him at this point, so that it won't matter that he knows where I am. And I realise I can destroy his tanks, look. And then that's it. I'll have a massive advantage once his tanks are out of the picture. That's that. Got my engineer capturing the oil. I've got too much of an army. There we go. There's the decider, ladies and gentlemen. I'd expanded fairly quickly in comparison to my opponent, but it was a good pattern that he expanded with, because he did take this here, so it cut off some of my closest ore patch, and he could have fallen back to this larger patch over here. So it wasn't a bad choice in the expansion route he made. So it didn't work out elsewhere. But it was a quick. There's a 10-minute decider game. You know, that's the third of third of three. So it's 2-1 in the end. But it was a good fun selection of games. And I hope you enjoyed seeing all three. I enjoyed playing it. It was good fun. So until next time, take good care of yourselves, and goodbye.
Battle control terminated.